Hi.
Say
Hi.
Well, it's a new year and I'm guessing a lot of us made a resolution to get healthy, lose weight, or something in the vicinity of physical fitness. Personally, I have failed countless times to keep this resolution as well as maintain a healthy lifestyle. Today I want to shed some light on something called intermittent fasting, and I'm going to touch a bit on what it is, how it works, and what some of its benefits are. I chose this topic mainly because I want to see others strive to be their best, and I'm hoping a lot of you have open minds in regards to intermittent fasting. So, what or who exactly comes to mind when you hear the word fasting? Well, fasting is seen as a period of time in which one goes without food or drink. While we sleep, we are in a fasted state. We fast every day. While we're sleeping, we're in a fasted state, and when we wake up, we break our fast, and so what we call breakfast. Now, a lot of you may also correlate fasting with religion, which is true to a certain extent. Ramadan, which is a Muslim practice of going without food or drink from sun up to sundown, is a type of intermittent fasting. But Jesus, Gandhi, Buddha, as well as Socrates, they all preached and practiced fasting to a certain extent. So, what is intermittent fasting? Put simply, intermittent fasting is an eating pattern in which an individual cycles between phases of fasting, or restricting yourself of calories, and feeding, consuming your food, eating your calories. It's not a diet, it's basically just a meal timing program. Unlike traditional fasting, water as well as any type of zero-calorie drinks are allowed during your fast, such as black coffee, tea, and diet drinks. Now, the ideology of intermittent fasting does share ties with religion, but the basic ideology of intermittent fasting mainly correlates with our prehistoric ancestors of the Paleolithic era, who were hunter and gatherers. These tribes had to go out and hunt for their food, and at some point they were forced to fast for extended hours or even days. Unlike our modern society where food is readily available 24/7, they were not granted that privilege, which is why I feel we have so much people with weight issues in our present times. Now I'm going to get into the basics of how to start intermittent fasting, but first let's look at some of its benefits. First off, you're going to burn fat. While you're in a fasted state, your body is forced to use stored fat as fuel due to you restricting yourself from calories. Secondly, by allowing your body to burn that stored fat, detoxification will take place. The foods we eat as well as the things we put into our body carries a lot of toxins. And by burning the stored fat, it serves as a way of releasing them. Essentially, we're just giving our body a break from constantly consuming food. And it's crucial to remember that our body is not a fat burning machine. It's not a muscle building machine. It's a fat storing machine. Our prehistoric ancestors went through times of famine, and our body holds on to these stored fats as a survival method. Lastly, and most important, intermittent fasting helps to fight against aging as well as disease. There are various studies out there conducted by scientists at UC Berkeley and University of Southern California that indicate that fasting may have properties of fighting against cancer. They found that while in a fasted state, the cells in our body go into a sort of protective mode, while the potentially cancerous cells go neutral due to the absence of glucose, and glucose being the energy we derive from food. Intermittent fasting and fasting in general also leads to an easier and better way of managing our calories, and a restriction of calories is documented to show that it serves as a purpose of extending one's life. By now, I'm sure all of you just want to know how to go about intermittent fasting. Currently, there are two prominent intermittent fasting programs praised by the fitness community as well as bodybuilders. The first one being Eat Stop Eat, created by a man named Brad Pilon. His program consists of having 2 split fasting days per week, in which each fasting day consists of 24 hours. So for example, if you want to start your fast on a Tuesday and you finish your dinner at 8 p.m., you would fast all the way until Wednesday night at 8 p.m. You're going to do that twice a week, and you're going to divide those days up. Once again, you are allowed water and zero-calorie drinks during your fast. Secondly, there is another program called Lean Gains, and it's a more sensible program. It is created by a man named Martin Berghan, and it is based on daily intermittent fasting. You're going to fast on a minimum of 16 hours with an 8-hour eating window. So for example, if you stop eating your dinner at 8 p.m. on a Monday night, You're gonna fast all the way until 12 p.m. the next day. That's 16 hours. You're also allowed to extend those hours as you please. Now, you're gonna do that daily, and basically you're just gonna skip your breakfast as well as have a late lunch. In both programs, you are encouraged to work out within your fasting times, and fluids are allowed. It's that simple, folks. Just changing the way that you consume your calories can make a big difference in the way that you live your life. It's important to keep a sensible diet while intermittent fasting as well, and it may take some time for your body to get used to the intermittent fasting lifestyle. Now, my personal experience with intermittent fasting, I tried various diets such as low carb, low fat, 6 small meals a day, and nothing really worked for me. These diets are only temporary. I gave up many times. Here's a picture of me before I started fasting, and I am wearing the same shirt. I was very overweight, I was not eating right, and I was just breaking out like crazy. All these toxins was within me. I did not have a way of releasing these toxins until I started fasting. Here I am as of today with my beautiful fiance. I've lost over 20 pounds. I don't really have to worry much diet-wise. The intermittent fasting helps me to keep my calories down, burn fat, as well as utilize the food that I eat a lot better. Now, I'm not trying to say at all that intermittent fasting is the only way to go about to live a healthy lifestyle, but from my experience, I know how hard it can be to change. Intermittent fasting is a new way of thinking out the box, and that's all something we need to do. Thank you very much.